Coach, real quick, what have you been seeing out of the defensive backs through 3 games here?
Well, the biggest surprise is George Baker. I mean, George last week, 5'9", 5'10" on a 6'4", 6'6" kid. You know, he made 4 pass breakups. He just went up. He just really played good. I didn't know how. I knew he played well, but he had 5 solo tackles. He had 2 assists. He had 4 pass breakups. I mean, I'm really encouraged by the way George is playing. He played 91 plays, which is too many, but that also tells you he's in pretty good shape because he's also on 2 kicking teams. I hadn't played the young guys enough. I should have played Fidel Montgomery more at corner to help George. I should have played Josh Brown more to help Kayvon because Josh has really gotten better too. Josh is doing things right. He's dependable. He's just turned out here at he's growing up and maturing, and he's really a good player. So I feel that those 4 guys, Kayvon played pretty well, even though he didn't practice a lot last week. The play there, the big pass they got on us in the 4th quarter was a check that we're not supposed to make. The linebacker looked out at him and said, switch, and I've told him absolutely don't ever let a linebacker switch you with that. And he did it. You can't do that in that coverage. But that's coaching. That's my fault. He didn't evidently understand it. And then Mark Joyce on the long run, nobody touched him. It's a hard tackle for him. Plus he went out there hurt. Right. He didn't come to me and say my knee's bothering me, or I would have put somebody else out there. But you take those 2 plays away, we played extremely well back there. But you take those 2 plays away, we might win the game. Right. You know, we cannot give up big plays, whether they be runs or passes. And that's my responsibility, not to give up long balls or long runs, or I won't be here. I mean, I understand that. They got to play better.
Rick, I don't have to tell you this, but I mean, to have 3 games and no interceptions right now, it seems like there haven't been that many opportunities for picks so far, unless I'm missing something. What is the key to getting teams to make bad throws against you?
Well, I think you look now, nobody gets as many interceptions as they used to because quarterbacks are getting rid of the ball so much faster than they used to. Now, we had 3 in our hands the other day.
Had the deep ball Legist, or 2 others?
Legist should have had that one, and I thought George could have possibly had 2 of his 4. I try not to worry about it. When I was young, I always worried about, we don't have any picks. They'll come when they're supposed to. I know Coach is on me about it too. And, interceptions, turnovers, wins games. And right now we're not getting them. I can remember when I was in NFL Europe, we went the first 4 ball games, we had none. We played 6 more games and we had 19 and led the league in interceptions. Hopefully they'll come.
The numbers usually balance out in your experience, if you have a capable group.
Yeah, and it all works together. The quarterback has to have somebody in his face. You have to have a little pressure. You have to reroute receivers as linebackers. We have to be in the right place, as far as where our zones are in relationship to the receiver. So I've always said, interceptions are a team thing. You win on defense as a team. You get interceptions as a team. You can't let the quarterback out of the pocket. You got to contain. You got to push the pocket. And I'm not blaming. We've had good pressure. But it all works together. If the linebackers don't do what they're supposed to do, they got to help us. We got to help ourselves. So it's all 11 of them got to do right for us to get interceptions. It's not just my guys. Now, some people don't realize that. I do. Sometimes the head coach forgets that too. But
we'll try and remind you.
No, I would. We've had a couple opportunities, but we hadn't came through. And nobody's more upset about not having an interception now than me and the players. But I think when you start hammering that, they press. And it's just my philosophy. I'm going to do everything I can to get them in a position to make a play, and hopefully they will. But I think that if I start ripping their tail and keep reminding them they don't have any, then they press and they get all uptight and
Go for a pick and get them to deep.
so hopefully they'll come. Hopefully it'll start this week.
Well, this week, you have Ball State. They put a tremendous amount of offense through 3 games. What kind of challenges they can present that you haven't seen yet?
I like the quarterback. I think he's the real deal. He's throwing for 60% completion. He throws a nice ball. We were watching today against Indiana. He made a perfect throw. I mean, he in the end zone. It was right where it should be. The DB was in pretty good shape. I think he throws a good ball. I think we have got to be in the right position, or he'll pick us apart. We got to mix our coverages up. We got to do a better job of that. Mixing up 3 deep, quarters, and little man. Their receivers, little number 2, can run real fast. And he'll make you miss. He could, he's a deep ball threat. The other 2 are just really tough, hard-nosed, possession-type receivers. 3 runs pretty well. I'm not sure how fast he is, but I think their receivers are pretty good. I was impressed with Ball State last year. I thought that they win last year, 6 or 7?
4-4 in the MAC. I think they were 7-5.
Yeah, I mean, I thought they were well coached, and I think they're very disciplined. I think they'll come in here with a good game plan. And if we're not ready, prepared, it'll be a dogfight.
Is this going to be the toughest offense you guys faced yet?
No. The toughest offense was Nevada.
Okay.
I'm telling you that. If anybody thinks that offense is easy, they need to be hung.
Rick was going to ask you about
That is a very difficult offense.
3rd down, and especially 3rd down and long. It has to be frustrating when you guys set them up in the 3rd and long, and they're consistently able to move the chains. What can you do differently to get off the field?
We played extremely well first 2 ball games on 3rd and long. And last week, it was a breakdown here. Ernie, to do 2 on nickel, did not play well. He caused 3 of those 3rd downs. He just wasn't in the. He should have been inside number 2 one time. He should have been outside number 2 one time. He got confused into coverages. Linebacker bit up one time on 3rd and like 12 and covered a 2-yard route instead of staying on the hash, for a crossing route. That was another one. So we were our own worst enemy. I mean, if you take those 4 and we get off the field, we probably play 75 plays instead of 90, But it wasn't anything major. We just, I don't know if I think he was focused. He just didn't play as well as he has been playing.
Are you going to make any changes or anything, or is he still going to be the nickel?
No, he will not be the nickel this week.
Okay. Are you liberty to say who is going to be the nickel yet?
No, I'm not sure.
That's okay.
All right, sorry.
I don't know how much nickel we'll play this week, to be honest with you.
All right.
Because of the injuries.
You guys looking forward to getting up there and get back in the win column?
They're ready to play. They will be ready to play. They have not pouted. They came in Friday. I was on the road recruiting, but Coach Golden said that I came in about 4:30 to start grading the tape. He said they came and ran and lifted and had a good attitude. Sunday in the meetings, they were focused, and nobody made excuses for what they did right or wrong. The kids really want to win. I got to do a better job coaching them. I mean, I understand that. I'm 64 years old. I understand if my guys don't produce, I ain't going to be here. I like it here. I want to stay here as long as I can. But at the same time, if my guys aren't productive, I mean, I wasn't born yesterday. It ain't the first time this guy's been on the block. I've been fired before.
When you turn 65?
March.
Just want to know, because someone will know when to refer to you as 65, not 64.
You remind us how old you are, so that'll help too.
Yeah.
Have you been to Muncie before?
Yes. When I was at the University of Kentucky. We played at Ball State. We would use at Kentucky, we usually played a MAC team on a 2-year contract. We played Kent State for 2, we played Ball State for 2. Home and home, we played Central Michigan, you know, just kind of on a rotating basis. But it's a nice place. I've got a really good friend on the staff, the secondary coach. I work for his dad, Rick Lance. Toby's the secondary coach there. So I'm, you know, looking forward to seeing Toby.
All right,